Nicole, for the intro. I see a lot of familiar faces. I'm just going through, and some new faces, which is really cool. I've been excited. I feel like I haven't been on with you all in like 3 months, but I know it was just last month that I was on. So I'm excited to get back to it. Can you all hear me okay?
Yes, and we are too. And we have some flowing questions already. We've got Eleanor, Phyllis, Positive Pat, and Frida's go. They are first up. So if you got a little bug there.
Yes, he's out of there.
Yeah.
No tech.
All right. Well, we will start with Eleanor. How do you forward a spam message, iMessage on an iPhone to Apple? I believe it is spam, and I want to report it. So how do you forward it, or how do you report it, or how can she do that?
Okay, yeah, Eleanor, I'm just looking for you right here, but I cannot find you. I know you're there somewhere.
She is right, Eleanor B. She's right there. Do you see her?
Okay, yeah. Okay, I see her. Yes. Hey, so can you tell me like exactly you're trying to forward this text message or iMessage?
Yeah, I have never forwarded a text message. I have an iPhone, and I got this message, and it's addressed to 20 people, and it says free message. Your bill is paid for March. Thanks. Here's a little gift for you. And then it's got the website bordervibes.com/had RLLEUWY. I have not touched the website. I don't know what message they're talking about or what bill they paid. Nobody's paying my bills. So, and the 20 people, they're like all over the country, area codes. I want to forward it to Apple because I think it's a scam, but I don't know how to forward an iMessage. And
yeah, so how you would forward that, and it's a great question. It kind of, as we talk about like cybersecurity with all of these spam messages, spam emails, spam phone calls. I also get them, probably not as much as you all do, but to forward that message, Apple, I believe, they have an email in which you can forward like some fraudulent emails and things too.
Yeah, that I can do on an email, but it's the iMessage. I don't know how to do it from this platform.
Yeah, so now you can't, I would recommend probably doing a screenshot, but when it comes down to that, I would probably tell you to block it, because even if you forward it, it's going to be more with the carrier themselves. So like when it's being a text message from a phone number, iMessage or a text message, Apple can't really stop it from happening because it's their device, their iPhone, right? But the phone number is through a Verizon, through a Sprint, through a AT&T and things of that nature. So you want to kind of try to block the phone number. And what you could do is you could block the phone number, but you can also, you can still screenshot it, send it over to Apple so that they know about it. But then also let your carrier know that, you're getting these messages. The only issue with that is, and it's not an issue, I'll take that word back, just know that you're going to get more. As many of them as I delete and I block, they come from a different number and they continue to text and email, and it's just nonstop.
Yeah,
so
I've gotten a lot of spam in my email, but this is the first one that I've
and you're gonna get more. I'm sorry to break you, be the bearer of bad news.
I don't want bad news.
they keep coming. I know I wanted to be positive, but they're gonna keep coming. And it's a really big scam. So you all know that if you're getting this via text, you're gonna get it from PayPal. You're gonna get it from AT&T, from Sprint, saying that, hey, you just paid your bill, you just won a free prize. Things of that nature. Just don't click on it. Just like Eleanor did not click on it. You did not win a free prize. I'm sorry to break that bad news to you, but just delete it and keep it moving, because they're going to continue to actually send you those texts. Now, what the phone carriers are doing, they're trying to get ahead of this. So how you get phone calls now where it says maybe spam, potential spammer, things like that. They're trying to do better. So just if you get a phone call or a text, mostly phone calls from potential spam, allow it to go to voicemail. Sometimes it could be a real number. and they just haven't registered yet, if they leave you a voicemail, check the voicemail. If it's legit, then you can call them back. But my word of advice would be just to let all of it go to spam. I mean, go to voicemail, or if you get a text like this, just let it go, delete it, and that's pretty much it. You can report it, but you'll get more and more and more,
Yeah.
and you can report them all. Yes.
Okay, okay, thank you.
You're very welcome, Eleanor.
All right, so we have, well, the new member Phyllis is hello, in Virginia Beach there.
Hey,
So we
Phyllis.
have Positive Pat. There are times when emails are missing from an afternoon or an evening to the next day. What can be going on?
Hey, Positive Pat, how's it going?
Let's unmute Positive Pat. Hang on. Positive Pat, can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, go
Okay.
ahead. So go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
I just wanted to ask you, look, actually, I'll have a comment. That's great obedience training. You just have that dog in the background, just in the sit, and he is so still. I've never seen that in my life. You got to teach me that one.
Not real.
That's the way to go. Perfect.
So,
Obedience.
so you said that sometimes you're getting emails and can you explain that a little bit?
Like, I'm missing emails. It will stop at maybe 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I don't
Okay.
get more emails until the next day, or 3 o'clock that morning. And then they start again. But from say 12 hours, there's no emails in my in the queue.
So, and have you tested out to see, like, within that time frame of you missing emails, have you like tried, maybe you can ask someone to send you a test email to see if it's just gone somewhere? Is that a possibility where they're just not coming through at all? Because usually the way email works is if the tunnel is open, they come straight through. And now I have seen it where emails will stop, and that's probably because of storage issue. But usually if they're coming, they're coming. Now, if you are getting them on your phone at a certain point in time, and then they stop, I would go to, what's your email address? At what?
I don't have it on my phone.
Okay. So maybe on the site, if you can go to the site like at gmail.com or Hotmail or MSN, what's the handle? Where do you get your email from?
Hotmail.
Okay, yeah. Have you tried to go to Hotmail and hotmail.com or Outlook and see the gap there as well?
No, I'm just looking where my, where the emails are coming in, listed.
I see.
To click on.
I would check. I think I would go to like Outlook or Hotmail.com. They merge and see, there on the server, the actual source, to see if you're getting the same thing, to see if you're missing emails. Because one of the things that could be happening is that if it's coming to your computer in the mail app or an Outlook app, any type of mail client, perhaps it's stopping and it's not syncing at that point. But if you go to the actual source, again, in your case, hotmail.com or live, wherever you go and check your email, then you should be able to see the consistency, because the email is not smart enough to start and stop on its own. It just takes it, or it doesn't take it. So I would check that. And then, maybe one of the tests you could do is, if you are seeing the gap, maybe have someone send you an email at that time frame to see if it's getting through or if it's bouncing back to them.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's hard to say without looking at it. But I would run those tests to see if you can get those emails at that time frame or in that time frame.
And also, I think you were going to talk about calendars, but when I go to put stuff on my calendar, I have 2 different calendars.
Okay, yeah, we have a class coming up on that. That's going to be
that's coming up
on the 28th. It's in 2 weeks. So that's for sure. We're going to cover all of that.
Yeah, we'll definitely cover that as well. And I'm going to go over as many calendars, because it's Google, Outlook, iCloud. We'll go over all of that.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks,
You're
Pat.
welcome.
So Phyllis, I see that you're having challenges in doing your writing in Google Drive. If you want to unmute and maybe Julius can jump in there and try and assist.
Hi, Julius.
Hey, Phyllis, welcome. Welcome to the party.
Well, thank you.
Indeed. So you're having issues with doing some writing within Google Drive? You mean like on Google
I just don't
Docs?
know how to get started. Okay,
Got
I have the Google Drive. I
Uh-huh.
just don't know how to get started from there.
Okay. Here, let me show you all. I'm going to share my screen with you all. For
And getting
those
back,
that don't, yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
may I just suggest one other? The challenge, I think Pat, who just spoke before me,
Yes.
if she goes to her search and puts in, oh, well, she doesn't know who the email is from, right? Does she
Yeah.
remember who the email is from? If she goes to a search, she can bring up all her emails. But
Yeah,
then
that's
you have
a-
to know who the sender is.
Exactly. That's a great suggestion. As I think, yeah, if she's searching for those and then looking at that big time gap to see if they're actually stopping it, that's a good suggestion. Here, what I am actually going to share my Google with you all. I'm just going to start from scratch. For those of you that are not familiar with Google Drive, basically, we're going to have another class on this. We've had one before, but it's like a iCloud Drive, a OneDrive. It's a place that stores things, files, assets, if you will. And one of the benefits of Google, they've had this for a while. I can't remember when they came out with the docs, but they have, if you don't actually have Microsoft Office or PowerPoint or Microsoft Word, you can use Google Docs. So what I'm doing, if you want docs, I'm just going to type into the Google search, Google Docs. So I know that if I wanted to, I remember this domain by heart, is docs.google.com. So in here, let me just go over to the left and it'll show you docs, which is equivalent to Word, sheets, which is equivalent to Excel, slides, which is going to be like PowerPoint, and then you have Google Forms. In this case, Phyllis, you're talking about Google Docs. So I'm already in Google Docs and I can see that up here. Now, if I want to create a document, they give me this idea of some templates, and then I can go and actually create a blank document. So I would create this by hitting the plus button, and then this sort of looks like Word. And I can just go here and type, and it automatically saves. Now, you don't have to have a Gmail address to get access to Google Drive. You can set up an account with Google with any one of your emails to go and get an account such as this. But I already have a Gmail. I was already signed in. So that's why I got straight in. So if you don't
I have a Gmail. I have a Gmail account.
Okay, perfect. So that's all you would have to do. In the URL bar, the search bar, go to docs.google.com, and then you'll be able to hit the little plus on a blank sheet, and then you can just start typing away, and it'll save it for you. You can print it. You can do everything that you can do on your computer. It just lives online. You have to have an internet connection to access it.
Okay. So my first step is going to the google.com, is it?
Well, it's actually, if you want to type in this address is docs.google.com, or if you forget that, no worries. You could just type into the Google search. So let me just go back here so you all can see it.
Yeah,
Let's say,
Okay.
yeah, if you could just go right here and just say Google Docs. When you search that.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, it'll take you to this first guy right here.
All righty. Now, will the other things show up also?
Absolutely. So Google Docs is the first one here. Let me go here. So docs.google. if you go over to the top left, that's when you get the sheets, which is Excel, slides, which is PowerPoint. You'll have
Okay.
access to those as well.
All righty.
Yep.
Okay, so I see, Beverly, let's just move over to the hands. I see the chat, but we're gonna just get some of these questions answered. Beverly, how are you?
Hi, how are you? I used to be able to change my Zoom background, and I am no longer able to do that. And I've had a couple of tech people say they don't know what's going on. They can't help me. So I can't change my background.
Okay, so you're done with the flowers, you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How now are you on the computer
Yes,
or
I'm on a computer, I mean a desktop.
okay. So let me share my screen with you all. Give me 1 second. I'm actually because I want you to see everything here. Okay, Mac OS. Always show meeting controls. Perfect. All right, so now let me share this here. All right. So I'm going to show my desktop. Now can you all see my whole screen? You see all your beautiful faces here?
Yeah.
Cool. So do you see where it says video on my bottom left here?
Yes.
Can you see that? All
Yeah.
right. So this little arrow that's
I've tried
right.
that. I've tried that. It doesn't let me do anything.
Okay, so let's just see where this is how I would do it. And if you go into here, you go into your video settings.
I've tried that.
Okay, and I don't know what you tried. I'm only telling you how
Okay.
I would do it.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
let's see if this will work.
All right.
So let's go with video settings. And then in my case, with my video here, I'm going to background and filters.
Yeah.
And does it say none for you here?
Uh-huh. It says none, blur, and my flowers, and that's it.
Okay, so on your none, is there a blue, like, kind of like, is it highlighted on the none?
No,
If you click on none?
no.
So try to click on that. Look, we see your background.
Yeah.
I think you may have fixed it.
What did I?
And now
fix?
we're on, you want to put a new background on, right?
That's correct.
Yeah,
So if
she
you
doesn't want her actual background. She wants to add a picture, a new
So
picture.
yeah, so if you want to add a picture, just going back and forth. So if I go blur, and then if you notice here, you see the little plus button for me
Yeah.
right up here. It says add an image.
No, I don't see what you see.
Okay, so are you still looking at my screen here?
No, I'm looking at my screen.
Okay, so yeah, how about you close yours? You can follow me on mine, and there, if you notice, there's a plus. Let me know when you're looking at my screen again.
I gotcha. I gotcha.
Okay, so do you see underneath my picture here? You see
Yeah,
the
I
little,
don't have, when I go to my screen, I don't have that option.
you don't see the plus button anymore.
No.
Okay, so if you can't see the plus button anymore, this right here, I would literally just kill the program on your computer because this should be in every single one of them. This was like basic 6 years ago. And there must be a software issue on your computer because then if you click on this, then you'll be able to add an image.
I used to be able to do that, and that plus button is not there anymore.
Yeah, so I think it's just a software glitch. So if you just go and like remove, you could either try to troubleshoot it, and if you've already done that, if you try to troubleshoot it to update Zoom.
Better people than me have tried. They can't do
Okay,
it.
so yeah, I like to go back to the basics. Basics to me is kill the whole program, go to Zoom, re-download it, and it's a fresh install, and that should fix all your issues.
Oh, thank you so much. So how do I get rid of it? I just go to zoom.us or something. How do I get rid of it?
So yeah, zoom.us, and the easiest thing what you could do too is just kind of go do a Google search, and you could just go to, I usually just say download Zoom.
I want to
This
get
will
rid of the
take,
one I have first.
yeah, so, but if you actually just, you know how to remove the program from
No,
your
that's what I'm
computer?
asking you. No.
Okay, so if you were to go to, you have a PC or a Mac?
PC.
Okay, so you would have to go to your control panel.
Uh-huh.
Let me just stop sharing. You would go to your, well, you can't do it now, but I'll just
Right,
walk you through it because then we'll
right.
lose you.
Yeah.
So control panel, then you can go to programs and features,
Okay.
and then you'll find the Zoom app, and then you can right click it to uninstall it.
All right. Thank you
And
so
then
much.
once you uninstall it, then you'll be able to go back to that Zoom,
uh,
download Zoom and just do it all
Thank
over
you
again.
so much. That's awesome. Thank you.
Are you
All
very
right,
welcome?
good luck with that. So Anna, go ahead.
Okay, so my computer is secure, but on my telephone, I have internet. Whatever it comes on the computer, it goes on my telephone. How do I secure the data?
What, so I'm so sorry, Anna. So you're saying that your computer's secure, but every time what happens? I didn't hear that part.
No, the telephone has the internet. So everything what goes on the computer goes on my telephone. The telephone is not secure. Should I make it secure? Or how to make it secure?
Yeah, what in particular about the telephone that's not secure?
The internet. So like for all my Gmail goes on the report from the bank, everything what goes on the computer goes on my telephone.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, what type of cell phone do you have?
You mean what make it is? It's
Yeah,
UMS.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
a UMS U696CL.
Okay, so is it like an Android phone, would
Yeah.
you say?
Yeah,
Okay.
it isn't.
And so is you're asking for like more like protection, sort of like a virus malware protection security?
I don't know, is it, do I have to do a secure telephone or is enough
so-
if my, yeah, okay, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So when it comes down to Android phones, there are some companies that will allow virus and malware protection on that particular phone. I know you can't, there's not many companies that will make it for an Apple device, but in your case, you can. Now, the benefit about going on your phone, like on a banking app on any device, unless someone is actually logged into your phone and you allow them access or you clicked on something to give them access, the banking apps and things of that nature, as well as banking websites, they have that SSL certificate, means it's a secure sockets layer. So when you go to that website or you go to that app, you kind of go into this portal that is just between you and the bank. And if anyone hacks that particular connection, especially when you're at home, you're probably some ex-CIA agent and they have to get that from you anyway. So it's more about, you want to make sure that, what you're doing, you can obviously, connect to your own Wi-Fi. If you go to a coffee shop, unless you have like you could have a secure connection. There's so many different ways, but you can get virus protection, but that's not just going to stop someone from hacking into your phone, if that makes sense.
So in other words, I really shouldn't worry about it, right?
No, yeah, just like be careful. Like I would say that, when you go out to a public place, just, be mindful of the internet connections in which you connect to on that smartphone. There are VPNs, which is a virtual private network that you can set up if you're worried about that. But I tell people a lot. Some lady, unfortunately, had another person got hacked, and she said, "Well, I have Norton," and I said, "Well, that's a virus protection. It can't stop a scammer from getting to your computer, especially if you allow them to get into your computer or your phone or your iPad or your tablet." So it's just more about being mindful of where you kind of step or what you do with your phone. But when you're going to a banking website, in most cases, that connection between you and them are secure, as well as a lot of other sites, such as like an Amazon or things like that.
Thank you, thank you.
All right, you're very welcome, Anna.
All right, so Donna had a question on how to see a recorded version if she misses an event. So Julie's on myhealthangel.com if you want to share the screen so we could help Donna out to
Sure.
see all of your past events and other My Health Angel events and things like that. You could share screen, and Donna, you can just go to myhealthangel.com and hold on.
There you go.
And right there, Julius, if you click on videos, right on the top, there's a tabs, and then there's videos of all past events. But if you just want to see Julius's events, let's say, you can just click on technology with Julius. And then there's full length videos of all his technology tips and stuff like that, of all the videos. And then there's some short clip videos of, so Julius, if you just click the short clip one,
Yes.
there you'd see some broken down. So a 2-minute, someone had asked a question, let's say about, how to create an event and repeat it. So that's a tutorial right there. You could just kind of go through these, and there's some really great short videos if you don't want to watch the entire video. Then if you go back to videos,
Back here.
if you go, because there's Julius hosts several events with us on a lot of Julius on the top.
Okay, sorry. Yeah, right here.
Yeah, so if you go there and then you go to, let's see, where is that? Ashley, would his be under all technology with Julius?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's right there with the full length video one. Click on full length
Okay,
video
so
right there.
Here we go.
And these are all of Julius's past events. So there's social media platforms and cybersecurity. Any of these squares you can click on of what interests you, and you can just rewatch the program. And today's would be uploaded. Ashley, when would today's go up?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow. So you can pass it on to anyone who might have missed it that you want to share with, or watch it full there if you have to leave. Does that help, Donna? Yes? Okay. Let's see. Okay, we can jump out of that. Let's go back to the chat. All right, so and Diane, resorting back to the question with that text message thing, there were a few people that received something like that. So she also had gotten that text message. So Darlene had a question about Microsoft, always wanting me to sign in with a password that they never accept when my cursor barely touches the edge of the screen. They've taken me off the OneDrive, and when I try to sign back in, they say my password is wrong. And if I change it, they say that one is wrong too. It was constant, and I used it. I used the thing, they said it would stop that, and it doesn't. Hold on, let's just get that muted. Go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, Darlene, are you there?
Hang on, Darlene, can you hear us?
There, I didn't know how to unmute it.
Okay, I hear
All right.
you fine now. Okay, so you're saying that every time you go onto Microsoft, is this to check your email, or this is just for your Microsoft account in general?
It's saying, I really can't, I don't know. I accidentally might push or slide my cursor off to the side, the border area. And then
Yes.
it'll come up and it'll say, I'm trying to open a secret or a sensitive area, and I need to log in. And I have no idea what it's talking about. I may be, just typing email or something, and suddenly that'll show up. And
Okay,
I'm
so
typing in Google then.
yeah, I would say, depending. So may I ask you, like, what are you trying to access in Microsoft, or is it just coming up by accident? You don't even want to access it at all, and it's just happening?
At that point, it's just happening. Now I tried to transfer some photos from my phone to OneDrive. I think that's-
Okay,
And it came up and said that I couldn't do that because I wasn't logged in, which is supposed to be logged in. I don't know what, I went to the Verizon store for some help with my phone,
Mhm.
and he moved a bunch of stuff around and really messed it up. And so I don't know how to get my photos to transfer. I don't know how to get a good password for that. And I don't know how to get that thing to stop coming up.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of a few different things as you explain this to me. Like one, that's why I'm asking you if it's something that you're trying to get come up. If you're trying to sign into your Microsoft account, for everyone that doesn't know, if you don't have one, Microsoft, you can, pay for an account with them and have OneDrive, which is a backup, a cloud backup, cloud storage. It gives you access to Microsoft Office, such as Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and sometimes Outlook, depending upon the subscription that you have. If you are trying to sign in and it keeps giving you an error to say that it's not, I'm thinking of three different things. And I have a mosquito on here, so I apologize. I'm thinking of three different things. One, I've had it happen, and you may or may not know, sometimes keys stick on the keyboard. As crazy as that sounds, I've seen that where a key will stick. I just helped someone out personally a few weeks ago, and she was putting in her password, it would not work, I put in the password that she told me. I said, let me give it a shot. I typed it out on a notepad on the computer. I said, this is your password? She said, yes. I copied it and I pasted, I put it in, it worked. I just wanted to take it down to the most basic level to make sure that I was copying and pasting that password. What we found out was that on her keyboard, the caps lock was stuck. So I'm like, oh, it's the caps. She's like, oh my God, I'm an idiot. I'm like, no, you're not. I just look for small, simple things like that, because a lot of the times it's not this very complex idea. So I'm thinking about making sure that, actually, I take that back. It was sticking, and then she, instead of hitting the shift in the key, the letter, she was hitting caps lock in the letter. So it would stay on and it was sticking. So be cognizant of that. Also make sure that all the keys are working. Because if you keep putting in the password and then they say, we accept your new password, but then you go and log in and then it doesn't work, that could be another reason. The keys may not be working. They may be sticking. The caps may be on. Also, without seeing it, I want to make sure that you're going to a very authentic, like an authentic site. So if it's Microsoft and you are putting in your right password, the keys aren't sticking, none of that physical stuff is happening, check to make sure that it's a legitimate pop-up that's happening, because a lot of times phishing schemes will actually ask you to put in your password. You put it in, you put it in, you put it in, and all they're doing is just reeling in all of these possible passwords from you just to get into different accounts. So it's hard to say, Darlene, without looking at it. I just want to kind of guide you in the right direction to maybe try some other things, maybe try a different browser, a different device, or, like get someone to help you out that just knows a tiny bit more than you and that can help you out. It's that they actually can get it in front of them and see it. But it's hard to answer that. I want to guide you in the right direction, but I don't want to just say, hey, this is the solution without seeing it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the Microsoft that comes with the computer that I have. I don't have any other Microsoft.
Yeah, or even just checking it out via the web browser. So if you just go to the web browser, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, whichever one you have, and just try to log into your Microsoft on purpose there. You can go to Microsoft.com, log in with that username, try that new password that you set. If it works there, then I would take it back to the computer where it's popping up. but just make sure that it's authentic. If it's just popping up on its own, that shouldn't be the case if you were already signed in.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Except somehow it unsigned me from that OneDrive.
Yeah, you can always click on a little cloud too. It should have like probably be grayed out and then maybe have a slash to it. If you click on it, it should prompt you to put in your credentials, which is your email address and then what that password is. But again, before you're doing that, I would just go right to the browser and just try to log into the web version of it to confirm that your password is working, because that's what I would do if I was there. I'll say, hey, what is your username and password? And we'll try it. If that doesn't work, I'll try it maybe 1 or 2 more times. And then I would say, all right, let's change the password so that we remember it, but then type in the password super duper slow so that you ensure that you are putting in the right password, and just make sure that the caps lock is on or off, however you want it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. You're
All
very
right,
welcome.
Marion Moore, go ahead.
Yes, Julius. I have a question on the MacBook. Mine is connected with my Gmail. And so it wakes me up every morning and I have to delete at least 5 of them. That's every morning. Wednesday, maybe I'm free.
Okay.
So if I say, for instance, well, I've turned it off,
Mhm.
but it gets me, give me alarm every morning. So I think that I probably should keep it on. What would you suggest?
Now, Marion, you mean like it wakes you up in the sense of the emails pinging, making a noise, a notification noise wakes you up, or what?
Yeah, the noise that I get,
Okay,
like a
and that's
little
when,
tune, it plays a little tune, it wakes me up.
oh, so like an alarm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I have an alarm set on my devices. I use it every single morning. Most of the time, I don't even get a chance to hear it because my dog wakes me up before that and letting me know that she got to go out. But I do have an alarm on. I like alarms. I get so busy with everything that's going on. I set a lot of stuff in my calendar in a lot of different alarms, and just saying, hey, you know what, feed the dog. I know I got to feed the dog, but sometimes I can be 10 minutes off. So I like to at least get an alert or a notification. So I would suggest you keep it on. And I'm going to actually talk more about this too in 2 weeks, once we do that calendar, and kind of show you all, not that you have to go my path, but things that I do and how I use my calendar, how I'm always just keeping my agenda in there so I know what I'm doing.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
All right, you're very welcome.
All right, and I see, Thaya, you have your hand up and you also have a question. So if you want to unmute, if I got an email, I thought I was from a friend, same name, opened it. It was from a not such a great site, a raunchy site. Now I get such messages, it's a number of times a day, and I hit block and delete and every one of them. And now some are even connected to an email source. Any help
Actually, it
on
wasn't
that?
an email, it was a text.
A text.
Yeah.
Oh, this was a text message the whole time?
Yeah, it was a text message and it was, hi, this is so-and-so. I found, and I thought, oh, what'd you find?
Yeah.
And I opened it and I said, oh, whoa, wait a minute. That's not my friend. And now I get these stupid messages constantly. I hit on the delete and it says block, and I hit block, delete. But I'm still getting a number of them every day.
So, and you're getting these text messages from different phone numbers every day?
Yes.
Okay, not the same number. So you can block a number today and they're going to come with another number, right?
Yeah. In fact, I mean,
Okay.
just for the fun of it. Okay, there's none there now. I deleted them. But and some of them actually are coming now from email addresses. So when I go to delete it, it doesn't give me the opportunity to block.
Yeah, so the way it works is usually when you click on something like that in a text and or an email, you're letting them know that you click on stuff. And they're like, hey, we got one right over here. Everybody, we're just gonna mass email and mass text this person, because although you did it by accident, then they're just, their whole thing is they're trying to get you to open and to click. Because once you open or you click, either by accident, then they may think that you did it on purpose and you're one to open. So they're like, we have a person that's gonna open. Let's just inundate their text message box with stuff, as well as, you know, their email, whatever it is. The only thing that you could do, because I don't click on it, but I still get bogus stuff almost, I would say it used to be daily for a while. And then it kind of went to like weekly, but I don't get the raunchy stuff. I get that in my Gmail. I usually get like the bogus credit card or bank stuff to my text.
Yeah.
And they
FedEx has got a
send-
package for you. Just pay this, da da da. I get those too.
Exactly. Like, we have your package waiting. So the only thing, unfortunately, and I wish there were more that the phone companies could do, but they can't see into the future as to what, you know, Nicole's number is going to be tomorrow if she's a scammer, right?
Yeah.
Because she'll just continue to set up numbers. I've had people call me from these bogus numbers. I call them back because I want to waste some time and waste their time, and then the number doesn't even work. So I'm like, dang it. All right, I'll pick up next time. So unfortunately, I would say for all of you, whenever you get those, I know Thea, am I pronouncing that right, Thea? Thea. Okay, Thea clicked on it by accident. So just make sure that your fingers doesn't touch that link, because it does so much more than what you know, and it could infect your device. But more than likely, they're just trying to get you to click on stuff so then they can scare the crap out of you, and then next thing you know, you'll start to buy into the scam.
These aren't buying messages.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I had a gentleman years ago where someone did it on purpose to him, where they signed his email up for a crazy site, and that's all he was getting all day. So I had to go and set up a filter in his email to just take the message as soon as they come in, throw them right into the trash. But with text, it's not that easy.
Can't do it. Okay, so in other words, you're saying just keep deleting them and trying to block them.
Keep deleting it. And I know the companies are doing better. I'm sorry. Close your eyes as you delete it. Well, don't close them, because you got to know where you're
it starts out innocently enough, but I know now which ones they are. So
yes,
it's just there, and I says, ain't doing this.
Nice. I'm sorry. I wish we could help more.
Okay, well, that's all I needed to know. Thank you. I thought maybe you had a magic solution there that I could.
We're working on that technology.
Okay, well, appreciate you, Julius.
You're very welcome.
I guess these texts are like the new email in a sense, because Frida got a text this past Saturday, said that someone used her credit card for $2,700.
Yeah.
She immediately went to her bank account, thought, you know, through her Android, there was no alert, no flag. She did click on it. She almost did, but then she just deleted it. She knew it couldn't have happened because she didn't have that money in her bank account. So basically, it's just they're going through text, you know, like it's like the new moment, you know, instead of the emails where they used to, you know, tell you that they had a long lost uncle, brother, sister, cousin in, you know, need your help, promise I'll get you the money back. Now they're just hitting up more direct. So yes, we do need to be on high alert on those always, right?
No, that's a good move too, Frida. I'm glad you shared that, because it's happening more and more. We talked about this in the cybersecurity class. I just gave another one where we just had some more information, and just new types of scams. And this text message thing is humongous, especially because they know that the adoption of smartphones, when it comes down to people that are 60 and above, it's just skyrocketing. Why? Because of COVID fast forwarded everything. So everyone who was kind of like, no, I'm going to stick to my little flip phone, they kind of got forced into it because they wanted to see their family via FaceTime, via Zoom, or things like that. So there are a lot of people who are jumping on the devices. In addition to that, The scammers, they're just having a field day right now because they're just saying, let's hit them on the phone, let's hit them on the email, and let's actually call them up. And just at some point, someone's gonna pick up one of those modes. So you're gonna get it. And that's usually whenever you get something like what Frida got, what she received this past weekend, it's anytime something is like high alert, click here, stop this, you just some obscene amount of money, just do exactly what she did. If you don't want to go and check online, call your bank, physically go down to your bank and say, hey, I got this here, and this said that this is what just happened. Let them confirm that it did not happen before you call or correspond with those people, because it could be real, but a lot of times it's fake, because you'll know the difference. So that's what I would definitely suggest. Just be on guard. If that did happen, you can always get your money back if you didn't do a wire transfer or go and take the money physically out of your account. So just don't fret, because I promise you, you're gonna get more and more of these emails, texts, and calls. Thank you for sharing, Frida.
So Rose had asked, how do you find a spam folder to clear it out on a Samsung Android phone? And then she added the model number. And she's on a computer now and did not have to do, so she always was doing all these My Health Angel calls on a phone. And then her neighbor was nice enough, they gave her a computer. So now she's on a computer, so she sees it much larger. It's great. So Rose, anything you want to add to that?
He tried to help me before on this, but I'm not all up here. So
No, you're good,
now
Rose.
that I don't have to look at I can look at the phone and do it while you tell me, I might be able to get the dumb file cleared out, because every time I put something into spam, it says you're over your 500 whatever, and I can't find it to clear it out.
Now, Rose, you said you had an AOL account? Is
No,
that-
I have a Cricket account.
A Cricket email account?
No, I have a Yahoo account.
Yahoo. Okay. Let me see.
I also have a Gmail, but Yahoo is my main one.
Okay. Let me see if I still have my Yahoo account so then I could show you.
Do I have to go into settings on this stupid thing?
No, you would just need to, okay. I have a Yahoo, an old Yahoo account. So here, let me share my screen here. Here we go. So I'm in Yahoo right now, and I'm just on yahoo.com.
Okay.
I just signed into my account so I can go to my mail here. Now I set this Yahoo account up almost 20 years ago. It's been a while, like maybe like 2000. So this is I don't get any email here that matters. I don't even know how a Facebook account could be connected to this. But just to give you an idea, once I'm in my inbox here, and I think I was sharing this with you last time, it was harder to kind of tell you how to go through it over your phone versus on a computer. So now that you have that computer, which is awesome, they're very good people to do that. I'm so happy. You can go here, click on your mail, and notice that you have a spam here. You see that, how easy it is to get to? Once you click on your spam, then you can click on, let me just blow this up. There's this little box right here. If I check mark this, it check marks everything that's below it. Or you can manually go and click on the ones that you want. Once you have them where they're check marked, then you can go to delete.
Okay, but that I understand. But the thing of it is, on the phone, there's nothing like that. I can't.
Well, this should, when you delete them from here, they should delete from your phone. and emphasis on the word should. The way you have it set up, like if I had this email account on my phone, when I delete here, then I just,
Yeah, it tells me my spam folder is empty on my computer, but not on my phone.
I would say if it's telling you that you're spam, because this should, unless it has like, what do you call it? I don't want to get too crazy technical, but pop and IMAP accounts, if it's a old school pop account, then you would have to delete it all on your phone. So in there,
I don't have a pop account.
okay, yeah, and if you have, I mean, if you have what I think this is an IMAP, like if I delete
No,
here,
mine is a Android Samsung.
okay. Yeah, so if you delete from yahoo.com in any one of your boxes, inbox, sent, draft, spam, that should in turn delete from your actual phone. Now, one of the other things that you could do is if you can remove the account, and if you're not really familiar with how to do it, I would say if you can get out, or maybe that neighbor gave you the computer, maybe they can remove the account from your phone and then re-add the whole account there. And sometimes that will update it, because it's hard. I don't have an Android phone to show you and walk you through it. But normally when you go to inbox on your Android phone, I work a lot with them, but you would have your inbox, you would have your drafts, your sent, your trash. It should show you when you look at the different folders, the spam as well, where you can actually delete it. And I was thinking that this will be the easiest way, because if I delete all of this from here and I actually had this on my phone, it should automatically delete from my phone as well, where I only have to delete in one place.
Okay,
If that makes sense.
all right, I'll try it. If I don't, I'll ask you again in 2 weeks.
Okay. Well, let me know, Rose. I wish I was able to help a little bit more.
Okay, thank you, Julius, and
All
thank
right,
you
you're
for
welcome,
all
Rose.
your help.
Well, I have, there's a question I just wanted to call out. Beverly, I see you have definitely hit jackpot, Beverly. You worked, whatever you did. I've seen like 5 different amazing backgrounds. So definitely were able to help her out, Julius, because I think Beverly got it. I think your
wait,
advice
I'm
helped
looking
her.
for
If you want to
Beverly. I'm
unmute Beverly, I see you got it.
Thank you. I was able to do that. Thank you. And
Oh, nice.
my only question is now when I go to add a new picture, I have like hundreds of pictures on my phone, but Save Pictures only opens up a few of them. So I don't know how to get to all of them to choose.
Yeah, if you did it from your phone or from your computer.
Computer.
Yeah, so one of the suggestions I would make is maybe just, create a folder with, a bunch of the pictures that you may want to use.
I have a folder that says Save Pictures, but it doesn't open. I don't know how to open it.
Yeah, I would create a new folder, maybe put it on your desktop or something like that, and just put some really cool pictures in there that you would probably want to switch out, and you'll be able to do it.
Are there any like prefab pictures that I could put on?
Oh, I mean, you can go, if you Google Zoom background pictures, you'll find a lot of them online that you can download.
How do I get them onto my computer?
You would have to actually download those. So once you go to, let me show you here. So if you were to Zoom images, let's do Zoom background images. How about that?
Okay.
And then I went to Google.
Yeah.
And then once you actually Google Zoom background images,
yeah,
I came up with this here but then if I click on images here, then I would have all of these images. Let's say I wanted this guy right here. I can just choose, I can right click this, save image to downloads. You see that?
Yes.
Or save images as, and then put it right to the desktop instead of moving it from downloads.
Fantastic. Oh my God, you're the best. You know, everybody I asked could not help me. You're the only one. You're brilliant.
Oh, I'm glad I was able to help. You did all the work. I didn't do much.
Well, that is why we love Julius. And Eleanor B has a kind of similar situation going on. She needs help installing Zoom on her Mac. Never been able to get a background. Can you help by going step by step on how to uninstall so she can reinstall it? Eleanor, does that kind of sum that up?
Yeah, that's exactly. I've never been able to get a background. I tried to uninstall it and it keeps me like I have an account. So I've just been, that's why you see my kitchen. I get
You like your kitchen.
I have none.
So here, what you have to do on the Mac, and I could show you because I'm working on one. The first thing is, so if you downloaded the application, I'll open up my Finder down here.
Okay.
And then in your Finder, you'll see applications.
Okay.
And yours may look like this, just a different view.
Okay.
And then what I normally do is like, obviously when you're off of Zoom, you could right click this here and move it to trash.
Okay.
That will, you gotta have to have the program closed. So you have, quit the program. So if you notice underneath on my dock, and it's kind of small, I have these little tiny dots under the application that I have open. So you would have to essentially, let's say Spotify with Zoom, you would right click, and I'm gonna quit it, and you wanna make sure that the dot's gone. Once the dot is gone, then you can right click this guy, move it to trash, then go over here to empty, or go to trash, right click your trash, empty the trash, it will remove the program from your computer.
Okay.
And then at that point, you would just go to like what I shared earlier, just go download Zoom. And I use Google a lot just so you guys can get in the habit of going to search, but it takes you right to where you're looking for. And then when you go to the download center, if you have one of the, operating system that can allow you to take this version, then when you download it, it should give you that option to change your backgrounds and all of that good stuff.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, I'll try that.
All right. Good luck. We'll test it out next time.
Okay.
All right. Oh. Hello? I'm just looking at the chat here.
Yeah, Shirley Mitchell had a question on how to change the font in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
Julius, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear
Yeah.
you now.
So Shirley Mitchell had a question about how to change the Zoom font in the chat, like how to make it bigger
or smaller.
or smaller. Yeah.
Okay, so let me see here. I've never had that one, but I know that you have this option in general. Let's see here.
I think it's in the video settings, yeah.
Yes.
And it's under chat really, and then you can make it bigger.
Yeah, it's in the chat when you open the chat, not when it's at the bottom, but when you open it to read it, it's a big font.
So Julius, if you want to share the screen, I think when you go to that the little arrow by stop video and you go to video settings, that's where I believe that it is, where I've changed it before.
Yeah, I'm in here right now and I'm looking at chat. I want to say, accessibility. Here we go. So yeah,
okay.
you're just like that.
Yeah.
Terrific.
So under accessibility on the bottom, yeah.
Great.
Yep.
Thank
There
you.
it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Nicole.
All right. So Positive Pat, go ahead. If you want to unmute, Julius, if you want to stop.
Okay, I have it. Now I know in one case, my spam, the people, a lot of calls come through on my phone and it says spam
Okay.
risk. But at one point, spam risk was crossed with VA. And every time VA would call, it would have spam risk because sometimes I'll answer it and don't say nothing.
Mhm.
He said they knew it, they had a problem with it coming out on people's phones as spam risk. So therefore I had to at least answer the phone or sometime
Certainly.
back in order to get it, important calls. Now I couldn't call them back because they didn't have no number, direct number for me to call
Sure.
back. But I noticed there, and there was one other place that was crossed up. But
Mhm.
the more I block, I'm blocking them all the time, either blocking them or deleting them, and they'll come back with something else all the time.
Yeah, and that's what my rule of thumb is, because I know, like, when we got new numbers for the office, we got like some other lines through a company, and for about a week, our numbers were showing up as possible spam risk. So I know, like what Positive Pat just said, I know not everything is spam. When a new number comes about and it's about to it propagates in the phone system and associates with the name of the person or the business, sometimes it can be a legitimate number. So I have let those calls go to voicemail. And then next thing you know, I'm like, oh my God, that's, the company that was supposed to come by to install this. And they'll leave a voicemail like, hey, this is so-and-so. And I'm like, no problem, I'll call them back. So you could pick up, and like what Positive Pat is doing is just kind of listen. And so hey, is this Pat? Like, yeah, this is she. How may I help you? Oh, and it's a legitimate company. Or let it go to voicemail, check your voicemail and ensure that it's a legitimate call, because if they keep calling back and they really are trying to get a hold of you, 9 times out of 10, they will leave a voicemail. Yeah.
Positive
So
Pat, did that
that's-
help?
Yeah, I just wanted to let people know that.
No, that's great. Thank you, Positive Pat.
Okay.
So Vicky had a question, just started getting a notice in Zoom that speaker and microphone are not detected. Both work fine any other time. Vicky, are you there? If you want
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So is that still happening for you? Because we hear you, but you're looking like your mic is on mute.
I am signed in twice, once on my iPhone and once on the computer. It's
Okay.
the computer that does not recognize the speaker and the microphone anymore. And it just started happening this week. I've been using it fine prior to that.
Okay, have you tried to maybe restart your computer?
Yes.
Okay, if that's the case, one of the times I was dealing with this, and sometimes if the speaker is not broken, and your microphone isn't broken, which it doesn't seem like it unless you dropped it in the last week or so. Again, you could try, if you're restarting the computer and it's coming back and it's not working still. Do you have a Mac or a PC?
PC.
Okay. I would try again reinstalling the program, because sometimes that could be the case. And in addition to that, I'll show you this here, where I just dealt, well, not just, but before I've dealt with this, where when you go into, I'm on my bottom right here, where it goes to mute, and then audio settings. Before I even go there, I just want to show you that I'm using my iMac microphone and my iMac speakers. There was a time where I helped someone and they were using different speakers, different another mic, and it wasn't working. So I was able to do that. And in addition to that, you can always test it out by doing this here and just reconfiguring it. So if that doesn't work, where you're restarting the computer and that kicks it back into gear, you can remove the program and then re-download it again, like we discussed earlier, and see if it'll allow you to kind of marry it and reset all of that up as though it's from scratch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. And Sharon, I see you have your hand up. if you want to unmute. Sharon, can you hear us? Julius, if you want to stop.
Okay,
share.
I got it.
Okay, go ahead.
Got it. Okay, thank you. I had a question. I was Googling a recipe, and when I clicked on it, came up website. I don't know, it was like flashing a red alert saying this was a bad site and your computer's been locked down and don't touch anything and call this number.
Yeah. So that sounds like a, here you go. Let me see if I could pull something up. Let me see here. Okay, yeah, I can spam. Yeah, what that is I was trying to get there's so many different pop-ups that'll come up. What that was is obviously it was fake. One of the things that I would tell you all to look at if you see anything like that is this here. So I'll go to my desktop and I'm gonna show you all. Here we go. So let's say you are looking for recipes and we'll just go here and you click on something. So right now, one of the things that I'm on, vegan, or how about this, chicken recipes oven, okay? So I just Googled this here and Google, I know that I'm still in Google. Every place I go, I always look at this bar up top that says google.com/search and all of this stuff here. So when I click on baked chicken breast, again, I'm always looking at this URL. If you were to look up where you see that bogus website that's kind of alerting you saying spam, 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 or high alert, whatever, I know from what you're describing and what it sounds like is that it's bogus. But if you look at the URL, you'll be able to see it. It's going to be some crazy domain name that's not legit, and you'll know that it's a bad website. What I would do is I would just click off of it because it's literally just a spammy website. And it's happening to what's happening for you all is there's a client of ours that's a legitimate client, legitimate healthcare company, and they just reached out because their WordPress website just got hacked. Okay, so when you go to their website, although they're legitimate, we just got this call and we're working on it, and some malware, spammy stuff got into their website. So as soon as you go there, it automatically takes you to this bogus website. And that's what could be happening to that particular website in which you clicked on. They could have gotten hacked and it's taking you to a bogus website. So I'm always looking at the domain. Let me see if it's still actually up. 1 second. Click on this here. Working versus here. Yep, look at this. It just literally took me to this bogus website, and I'm looking at this URL at the very top, that web address, CLOSE vertexcolory.online. And then it tells me to allow or don't allow. I know better. I'll just shut that down and I'll go and deal with that later. But essentially, it's their site. We just got the call. We're working on it right now, but it's happening to their website. So it's not you. So a lot of sites, it's not just sending text and emails and phone calls. Websites are being hacked all day long so they can direct you elsewhere. And you're like, I know I went to this site. So just be very cognizant of that as well. It's just a bogus site.
I couldn't I couldn't shut it off. I couldn't, it wouldn't turn off. And I had to go to like the control alt delete and just turn the whole thing off that way. Because just by clicking the X, it wouldn't go off.
Yeah, and that's sometimes you have to do the control alt delete. In addition to that, you would have to go to sometimes restart your computer as well. And once you do that, then that'll actually get you out of that particular website.
Uh-huh. Would
Yeah.
that have put some virus in my computer?
It could. It depends on the site. In most cases, it doesn't. It'll just kind of remember itself in your web browser, and then you'll go back to it every single time you're trying to go back, and that's what you want to kind of get rid of. So clearing the history will actually, just remedy that situation and take it off your site take it off your computer altogether. In most cases.
Well, that's another question. How do you clear the history?
On a PC, or which browser are you using? I should ask.
Yeah, a PC.
Okay, and are you using like Google Chrome or?
Yes, Chrome.
Okay, so in Chrome, what you would do here, I'll show you. In Chrome, clicking on Chrome, you all have these three dots up here, and you can really kind of go into the history right here, and you could see, recently closed. You can look at your history. You also have it on a PC. It's in a different place, but you can actually show your full history. And then once you go into your full history, you can go and clear this out. You can go and clear them out one by one and show like, hey, you know what? I want to get rid of this, or I can actually remove, or I could actually just delete these 5 that are selected. And that'll get rid of those. Or you can get rid of all of them, like your browsing history for like the last month or forever. You can clear all that browsing data by going here all the time, last hour, last 24 hours, and clearing that data out.
Okay, thank you.
No, you're very welcome.